Forgiveness. Oh, forgiveness is a big, big thing. And we often think that forgiving somebody gets rid of what they've done to us. It means we are forgiving them for what they've done. When actually forgiveness is more about you. It's more about you. You're not forgetting, you're just forgiving. Because holding a grudge can just drain us. It can drag us down. It's something that we keep on thinking about all the time. It can become our identity. Oh, that person did that to me. I will never forgive them for what they did to me. Instead of just learning to let go of it. And it's not saying that their behavior is right in any way and what they did was right. It's definitely not that. But it's about learning how to overcome and get rid of that, just the heaviness. I think it can start to feel quite heavy when we carry around these grudges with us and the negativity. So if you want to work on this, if you want to work on forgiveness, I know for me it's something that I did quite early on in my spiritual journey, but I've come back to it a few times. There's a few times when I remember I think I've not forgiven myself for that, and I just need to go over it again. And I find for me one of the best things I do is I just, if it's for somebody specifically, you can write a letter to that person, getting everything out that you want to say. Just write it all down, write every single thing down that you want to say to that person. And just get it all out. And you don't have to send it to them. This is not about, you letting them know how you feel. This is just for you. And, if you want to afterwards burn it safely, then that's also great to do, or rip it up. Just do something with it to get rid of it. So that's out there. It's out of your head. You might need to come back to it again. Sometimes these things take more than a couple of, one attempt. I know for me as well, if there's somebody you haven't talked to in a while, maybe just literally write out the message. Maybe you want to send them a message. You don't need to send it, but just writing out the message just puts it out there, just gets it out. I find physical writing as well, for me, gets it out of my head. It's a really good way of getting those words onto that piece of paper. So I journal a lot, but forgiveness is always a big part. It's a good clearing technique. It's something we can clear from our past, and so we can begin to move from the present into the future. I also find that if you want to, you can write a forgiveness list. So if you want to go through things in your past, not necessarily individual people, but just forgiving yourself for things that you might have done. This is a great one. Make a big list of all the things that you think, oh gosh, why did I do that? Maybe I should have done this. It's kind of similar, to when you feel regrets about things, And sometimes we can do that. I've definitely done that in the past and think, oh, why did I do that? Because I'm looking back from the perspective of the person I am today. And the person I am today probably would have made a completely different decision from the decision I made however long ago it was. But it's about forgiving those past versions of yourself. Because past versions of yourself only knew what they knew at that time. They only knew and they made that decision at that time. And so you can look back and think, oh yeah, that probably wasn't the best decision, but you didn't know that at the time, and you need to forgive yourself for it because you didn't know any better, and love yourself for the decision that you made at that time. And it's only when we can look back with hindsight. Hindsight's one of those things where you think, yeah, that happened, but also it's knowing and loving yourself for the decisions you did make and forgiving yourself for the decisions you did make. So that's a little bit around forgiveness. It's just a way to kind of find peace with ourselves. It's a way to move on, to not be a prisoner of our own, our own minds. Sometimes we can get wrapped up in this kind of identity of our past versions of ourselves. Well, this happened to me, and now this is who I am. And it's about trying to set that version of ourselves free and let go of some of that baggage, that's holding us back, and just to feel lighter. Because I know when I do this task, when I do either write the letter or write the list, then I feel so much lighter. I feel like a little bit of a weight's been lifted, and I do come back to this a couple of times a year, I would say, and do this. So yes, get writing and write your forgiveness letter or your forgiveness list, and let me know how you get on. Thank you.